Now let's talk about a really good diet. What is a really good diet for the optimal health of the body, the brain, the heart, all of the organs? There's a lot of disputes and conversations about optimal diets. Does it differ with different people, or is there an overall optimal and then there's little bits and pieces that different people with different blood types can do?
The blood type has almost no effect because you can see in even very different species of animal that have very different ways of living, you can see the same processes. So there's a universal animal diet that is optimal, but the proportions vary with the type of activity and your body size and metabolic rate and personal history. Your previous stresses will affect what you need.
So let's talk about someone who perhaps is not that healthy and that does have stress, which is quite common. What would be the recommended diet for them? What's some of the things that they can eat?
One of the reasons that the single meal eaters tend to get fat and diabetic is that it triggers a great surge of insulin, and the insulin then triggers cortisol. And so if you can eat foods that don't trigger insulin, that's the ideal thing. And fruit happens to be the best single type of food for not triggering the stress reaction because it combines very small amounts of protein with large amounts of sugar and the minerals. Potassium happens to handle sugar in place of insulin, and the fructose component of fruit sugar doesn't require insulin. So eating a lot of fruit, even in one meal a day, produces a much smaller amount of insulin, obesity, and cortisol than eating, for example, just one big meal of meat and potatoes, for example. Meat powerfully stimulates insulin and cortisol, and starches are more stimulating to insulin than sugars.
So it's almost counterintuitive when you're talking about taking in fructose in the form of fruit with people that are insulin sensitive.
For about 100 years, fructose has been recognized as the ideal sugar for diabetics because they can metabolize it without needing insulin. It used to be sold in health food stores all across the country, and you can still find it in most health food stores for diabetics.